Hi again. In my last video I was explaining that I'm going to do some work in my loft here. I had some woodwork there to get removed or altered and the chimney stack taken out in order for me to be able to build a double O gauge model railway layout based on the Blythe Camas motive power depot here in Northumberland. Now, obviously, like I said in the other video, I haven't started the layout yet, but I did say in the previous video that I have been getting a few bits and pieces for my layout, you know, when I eventually get it built. When I used to go across, I used to spend a lot of time over at the Blythe Camas motive power depot area. Actually had an uncle who worked there. He was an examiner. And he used to get me rides on the Class 08 shunter that used to propel the coal loads up onto the West Blythe Estates. But anyway, some of the times when I was over there, thinking back, I'm sure that I could remember seeing a crane there. And I was quite keen to have a crane on my layout. Now, I went here for the Dapol 15-ton diesel crane. Now, I had thought about getting the Hornby 75-ton breakdown crane, but from what I can remember, I don't think that was the type of crane that was across at West Blythe. I'm pretty sure it was very similar to the Dapol 15-ton crane. I'm sure that was the one that was over there. From what I can, I mean, I could be wrong, but it was something round about that size. Anyway, as I say, I decided to get the Dapol crane and start and build it up. And of course, what immediately becomes obvious is the chassis on the crane. The Booth Rodley crane never actually had a two-bogie chassis, as anybody who's worked with these cranes or built these cranes before will know that. You know, after looking at pictures of them on various websites and that, the chassis is totally wrong. So what I thought I'll do was, well, I would convert the chassis and I'll put a four axle chassis on this, and I've done a little bit of research to find out how to do that. Came across quite a few pictures on RM Web and, you know, other websites showing full-size Booth Rodley cranes. Now, the crane as it stands at the moment there has been put together with that liquid poly cement, and as anybody who's used the stuff will know, once the stuff's gone hard, it's virtually impossible to separate the parts again without damaging them. So what I decided to do was, I thought, well, rather than, you know, cause any damage to this crane, which I'll probably just keep for spare or something like that, I thought, well, I'll buy another kit and I'll build up the new kit the way it should be. So what I'll do is I'll remove this one off the turntable, and I'll put this other one for you to have put the other one on for you to have a look at, which is here. And this is the one that I've done the chassis conversion on. As you can see, it's on an 080 chassis, a one-piece tender chassis. The chassis is as I say, it's a tender chassis which I got from a model shop in North Shields, Tyne a shop called Rolling Stock. Some of you may be familiar with it. I phoned the guy there and he says he had a one in, and it only cost £1. So I was, you know, quite pleased to get that, to get this job done anyway. It wasn't too bad of a job to do. The chassis itself, being a tender chassis, was a little bit longer than the top platform section for the crane, so obviously it required cutting at both ends, which was easy enough to do. I used a modeller's miter block with a razor saw and just cut the ends off what needed cutting off. There was a few protrusions on the chassis as well which also needed removing, which I just used my Dremel for to get those off and get the chassis ready for putting the crane on. Once the chassis was cut to the correct length, it was just a case of building up the platform section of the crane and the two end sections there, you know, with the wasp stripes on at each end there, gluing those together, and the whole assembly just sat snugly on the modified chassis. So I just mixed up a little bit thin small amount of epoxy glue and just put a thin smearing on the tender chassis and just sat the crane platform on top of it and just let the glue go off, and it was fine. So it's still not quite finished there. I've still got a bit to do on it at the moment. The wasp stripes that I added on at the ends there, and the same on the other end, I just did that with the Model Technics trimline tape. You get that in a variety of widths, which I'll show you on another DVD just in case anyone hasn't seen this stuff before. It's like a pinstriping for I used to use it on my radio control model helicopters, but it's got a lot of uses anyway. As I say, you can use it for the wasp stripes there. You can see it on the other end there at the back there. Now the couplings that came with the Dapol kit, I never used these. I decided just to put the normal wire couplings on, which you can see I'm pointing to there. I'm going to put these on my locomotives as well, as I don't like the tension lock couplings. I think the wire couplings look far more realistic. So I'll be replacing those on all my logos as I get on with them. The other things I wanted to show you on it is the little hand wheels on the side. Now the ones that you get on the Dapol kits, which you can just about make out there, is plastic ones. They're supposed to be 4 hand wheels altogether on the Booth Rodley crane, but with a Dapol kit you only get 2, and they're the wrong size anyway. So I ordered these ones here, these brass ones from Wizard Models, sorry. And put them on there, just glued on and placed with a little bit of strip styrene bar behind them, drilled into the chassis with a pin vise just to support them, and then just glued in place and then painted matte white. The ladder on the side is, I got a load of Econ yard lamps because I need some of those for my layout, and the ladders, sorry, aren't going to be used on the lamp, so I just snipped off a little, you know, just measured a piece of ladder that I needed and just cut it, and just that's also glued on with epoxy glue as well. These end steps at the back here, these is just strip styrene flat bar. I've got quite a collection of strip styrene parts, pretty much all the range that's available, so if ever I need any, I know chances are I've probably got it in a bag that I've got there. If we spin it around to the other side there, you can have a look at the other side. You can see the other hand wheel there. The crane still needs weathering at the moment. I haven't done any weathering on it yet. The only thing I've done with it really is to apply the transfers. You can see the BR red double arrow there and the overhead warning flashes on the side. There's also a couple of those on the back, you can see there, and then if we come back around again, we've got the other double arrow with the other warning flash on the side there. I've needed these transfers for a while, or should I say I've had these transfers for a while. The overhead warning flashes, I need quite a few of those for my the Parkside Dundas 21 ton hopper wagons that I'm going to use for the layout. I'm going to need quite a few of those wagons, and obviously I need the transfers because I think there's 2 on each end of the coal wagons. And the double arrows I got for, there was a signpost outside the Blythe Camas depot, like an information type sign, with it had Blythe Camas Motive Power Depot on with a red double arrow, and it had some other writing on, which I've got a photograph of on my PC, but I just can't think off the top of my head what the writing said. But that's pretty much the crane anyway. It's, as I say, I've still got a few little bits and pieces to do with it. As a matter of interest, the cabling there on the crane, now I've got some very fine wire which virtually is thin as cable, which I was hoping to use and paint it up black, but when I come to use it, the wire that I've got was just too thick, so in the end I've just had to use black thread, but I think it doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty much okay. The paint that I've used, the hook there's painted red, as are the parts of the buffers there, you can see front and rear. That was a matte colour, Humbrol 60 was the number, I think, matte red, number 60. I only ever use Humbrol paints. The yellow, which was Humbrol Matte 154, and the grey, I couldn't get the grey, the dark colour grey that I wanted. The shop didn't have it in at the time, so I just mixed my own with some Humbrol Matte Black and Humbrol Matte White, just to, you know, pretty much get the colour that I wanted for the roof. So they were the colours I used anyway. So that's pretty much all I can show you with the crane at the moment. If anybody wants any information as to how I went about doing the conversion on the chassis, if they want to just send me a personal message through YouTube, I'll do my best to help them. But I'll get back with another video soon showing some more stuff that I've gotten, and let you have a look at that and see what you think. So thanks for watching. Bye.